Hello and welcome to ABG SUNDAL COLLIER Investor Days. Today we have the pleasure of hosting about 50 companies operating in different sectors, and we hope that you will end the day with some new interesting investment ideas. As a first presenter, we are hosting a session with Carl-Johan Zetterberg, who is the CEO of Doro. Myself, I am Simon Granat, and I will be moderating this presentation. With that said, Carl-Johan, please go ahead and present the company.
Thank you very much, Simon, and good morning, everyone. Let's see, just a short question, technical one. Should I share the presentation?
Here. No, we have it here, so just tell me when you need to change the slide.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Now. So again, thank you, Simon, and good morning, everyone. Delighted to be here in these times. Unfortunately, it's digitally instead of physically, but it will go equally well today. So I will be presenting Doro in short. And Doro, we are a senior-focused technology company where we strive for empowering seniors to get the most out of every day. We can change slide, please. So I will give you a short introduction of Doro, some insights to the market where we are present, and our strategy in transforming senior care. So we can move on to next slide. Doro is a market leader in Northern Europe for senior care technology and the market leader in Europe for senior mobile phones. Every year, we assist more than 3 million seniors through the products and services that we offer to our end customers. Our revenue is approximately 2 billion Swedish kronor, of which 400 million is service revenue and then recurring revenue from Doro Care. And in Doro Care, we've seen a 34% average annual growth in the last 5 years. Next slide. Our business is organized in 2 distinct business areas. Business area Doro Care offers technology-enabled care services for seniors, relatives, and caregivers. We offer a combination of hardware, software, and services for both individual and assisted living. The Doro Care business is predominantly a service-oriented business based on recurring revenues procured by the public sector. Business area Doro Phones designs, develops, and sells easy-to-use mobile phones targeted for the seniors. The offer is a combination of hardware and software that is sold through a pan-European network of leading retailers and operators, offering our solutions both in physical retail and online retail. Next slide. And Doro is a market leader in Europe. Doro Care is a market leader in monitored connections in seniors' homes. In Sweden and Norway, we have a market share of approximately 40%, and in UK, where we also are the market leader, our market share is approximately 14%. Also in Doro Phones, Doro is the clear market leader in Europe, with approximately 60% market share in our core markets, Sweden, UK, France, and Germany. Next slide. Strategically, we have had a focus and have a strong focus on Doro Care and building a recurring revenue base. As I briefly mentioned before, Doro Care has a business model mainly driven by public procurement to public entities, and is a service-oriented business where approximately 80% of revenue is based on services. And services now accounts for more than 400 million SEK of total revenue for Doro, and is something that's been growing significantly in the last couple of years. And services is a combination of hardware, software, contact center, and field personnel. And also, as you can see, besides a growing revenue base from Doro Care and recurring revenues, there is also an increase in share of EBIT from Doro Care. And Doro Care, despite being the smaller business area to date, is the business area accounting for more than 60% of overall operating profit. We can jump 2 slides ahead. And to give you some introduction into the market where Doro is present. Senior care is facing a number of acute challenges. The elderly population is growing, both in absolute numbers, but also in relative numbers in the total population. And in the next 30 years, the number of seniors in Europe is expected to increase with more than 50 million. Also, we are facing growing funding gap due to increasing care costs, as residential care and hospital care is significantly more expensive than home care of seniors. We at Doro, we firmly believe that in order to meet these challenges, technological solutions are needed in order to enable senior care at home, supporting seniors and reducing cost for society. Next slide. We believe that technology-enabled care will deliver increased quality of life for seniors and save cost for society. Most importantly, of course, of all, from our perspective for senior care technology, is it will enable seniors to live with increased independence, safety, and quality of life. This will result in delayed institutional care and reduced hospital admissions, which will lead to saved costs for society and enables family to stay informed and involved. Next slide. The market for technology-enabled care is a market that's expected to nearly double in the coming 5 years, based on the addressable market growing as the number of seniors expands. The penetration of care services is increasing as we want people to live more independently and in their own home. And with new services introduced, revenue per customer grows. And these are the key drivers why the market is expected to show a significant growth in the coming years. Next slide. So at Doro, we want to take a leading role in transforming senior care. We want to be a driver in transforming from our current market, which is a responsive market with analog connectivity, standalone systems, and more responding to alarms, and moving that into what we believe is the future market, that is predictive, proactive, and preventive, based on digital technology, integrated product, services, and software, with active monitoring of daily lives and other vital signs. Next slide, please. In order to deliver tomorrow's technology-enabled care solutions, we at Doro have developed and continue to develop our integrated technology solution. Our technology solution is based on three main pillars, where the first one is our contact center, being the number one contact for seniors, caregivers, and relatives. This also in combination with field services in different shapes and forms. In the middle, and you could say almost a little bit the heart of everything, is our software platform, which contains and manages users, information, integration to different systems and data. This software platform enables, among many things, notifications, analytics, reports, etc. And the third pillar being devices and sensors, with different type of hardware solutions and sensors in order to be able to connect to our software platform and the contact center and collect vital information in order to ensure that we can build responsive and predictive solutions. From a device and sensor perspective, the most important part is the home hub or the smart hub. In our case, that's the Doro ELISA. And many of the other devices and sensors will be for the services we provide, best of breed third-party solutions. Next slide, please. From a growth perspective, and I will get back in a coming slide a little bit more from a sort of strategic growth initiatives. But as you can see on this slide, moving from today's more reactive solutions to tomorrow's more proactive and predictive solutions, including the move from analog to digital, we see an increasing average revenue per connection and year. United Kingdom, which is still a reactive and primarily an analog-based market, will do a digital switchover latest by 2025, as the analog network will be shut down by 2025. And this will drive a digital transformation and also driving the market from reactive to more value-adding services. And as you can see, if we move then to Sweden and Norway, and then in the future type of solutions, as we move to digital, as we move to an increased service scope with increased values for caregivers and seniors, then the average revenue per connection also increases. Next slide, please. And from a Doro perspective, one of our key strategic ambitions that we have is growing our care business. And from a core growth strategy within Doro Care, we are focusing on growing our market share in individual living in our current core markets, Sweden, Norway, and the UK. Especially, as you noted before, there is a good opportunity in the UK, as despite being the market leader, we only have 40% market share in the UK. And the UK they have a digital switchover in front of them. We are also focusing on expanding to assisted living. Doro is today predominantly focusing on individual living and have a very strong position in individual living. And we are expanding into the assisted living market as well. And also, as mentioned, we are developing tomorrow's more preventive and proactive solutions, delivering new type of services for caregivers and seniors. In combination of our core growth strategy, we also have an active acquisition agenda where we are looking for relevant acquisitions, both in our existing market to strengthen our position in existing markets, but also to expand into new markets, and potentially also to find relevant technological acquisitions that can strengthen our service offering and technical competence in the future. And during this year, we've made 3 acquisitions in line with this strategy. 2 acquisitions in the UK, strengthening our market presence and taking us to a market-leading position in the UK. And then the final acquisition was the acquisition of Victrix in Spain, which was a technology-oriented acquisition. Next slide, please. In business area Doro Phones, our strategy is to manifest our market leadership and to focus on profitability, cash flow, and cost control, and starting to innovate for the future, finding new solutions suitable for our customers and the senior. Next slide. And as I mentioned, we are focusing our business in Doro Phones to ensure that we have and are centered around our core markets. And as we said before, which is primarily in the Nordics, DACH or German-speaking region, France, Benelux, and the UK, where we have a market-leading position, strong customer relationships, and very strong product portfolio with a strong presence in both physical and online retail. But also, we are making sure that we are supporting both current and future seniors, developing new offerings and finding and investing in innovations for new solutions so we can support our customers and empower seniors also in the future. Next slide. So thank you very much for listening into this short presentation of Doro. I hope you enjoyed it, and now I will hand over to Simon for maybe a few questions.
Thank you, Carl-Johan, for that presentation. Initially, I'd like to stay on the phones business, and I would like to ask a couple of questions on your restructuring program. Can you explain to us a little bit what that is about? Has it developed so far? And also, you've said that you are exiting some markets. Does that mean that your sales from these regions will cease going forward?
Good question. Let's see. I'll try to answer them maybe one by one. So as you say, the restructuring we are doing primarily within Doro Phones is to focus our business. Our ambition, as I said, is to make sure that we maintain our market-leading position, but that we continue to have a good profitability and cash flow in Doro Phones. And also, that means that, yes, we will exit a few markets, we will discontinue a few products, and we will leave a few customers behind. But we will not leave the seniors behind. From a market perspective, as you say, and as we already communicated, we are closing down our own local operation in Italy, and we are also exiting the US market for now. And that means, of course, in the US case, yes, the revenue from that market will cease. From Italy perspective, revenue is likely to go down as we will not have local operations in Italy anymore, but we don't think it will stop overnight. So we are focusing on our core markets more, which means that, yes, Doro Phones will be smaller and more focused, but with the ambition to continue to be equally strong and more profitable.
Perfect. And on the M&A topic, could you explain to us how your M&A process, what is that like? Where do you find companies? How do you work with integration? And as a follow-up question to that, in recent years you have expanded into new geographical areas. What is the rationale behind going to new markets? Could it be better to strengthen the presence in the regional markets?
Good question, Simon, also. From an M&A perspective, and of course, there are, I would say, a few different aspects to how we call it source acquisition targets. Of course, in the market, Sweden and the UK, we have a good presence. So we are, through our local presence, we are aware and become aware of acquisition opportunities. And especially in the UK, we are actively pursuing potential acquisition targets. In the other countries, as we've been active within senior care technology for many, many years, we have a good network in the European market that we're active in, and also pursuing acquisition opportunities and actively seeking acquisition opportunities in other markets. From an integration perspective, it of course depends a little bit on the type of acquisition. If we do an add-on acquisition, as we did with Connexus Careline and Eldercare in the UK, then we look for, call it more of a complete integration where they become a part in that local structure that we have. So we form, in this sense, one Doro Care UK, whilst in the case of Victrix being more of a technological acquisition, they will form, and they have formed, an integrated part of our product development organization. And then on your final question, looking into sort of the rationale between new markets and maybe in relation to existing markets, for us, it's not doing sort of one or the other. Our main focus is, of course, we need to ensure that we have a good development and a strong performance in our existing markets, and that we strengthen our position in existing markets. And I think what we've done in the UK this year is a testament to that, for example. But then also in expanding our business and being able to get the position where we can further grow and expand, that's why we're looking for opportunities in new markets. So we get the foothold in some of the new interesting markets in technology-enabled care, giving us a platform that we can expand from.
Perfect. In recent months, there has been some news regarding your competitor SUNDAL, primarily in Sweden. Could you explain to us in brief what that relates to, and how are the municipalities acting as a response to this?
I think, as you said, then it's been evident in sort of media in Sweden that yes, SUNDAL, they have been suffering from a few challenges in recent months, and challenges in their service delivery. We are, of course, from our perspective, we are focusing on and making sure that we have a good service delivery with high quality and high reliability, which we've shown during the last couple of months, and also from a long-term perspective that we do have. So I think what's happened now, especially, is this sort of SKR, so the, call it, main procuring entity in Sweden, they have announced that they will issue a temporary frame agreement in which SUNDAL will not be part of. But we and some of the other players will be part of that new temporary frame agreement as it's planned. And then, of course, we are making sure that we are ready, we have the capacity, and we do have the right reliability and quality to be able to take on new customers if they wish to find another supplier.
Perfect. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. Thank you so much, Carl-Johan, for this presentation, and also for attending to the Q&A session afterwards, of course. Thank you, Carl-Johan.
Thank you very much, Derek.